Good morning, welcome. It's Anna here, and it's Wednesday, which means it's time to use it to lose it. And today I have a bit of a mess make again. I have an idea. I have an idea. I was, or I am constantly going through my stash and seeing what I have and what I have too much of and decluttering because I have so many things. I have my coffee, of course. And one thing I realized that whenever I find a box like this and it's full of index cards and dividers, I always buy them. Which means I have index cards galore and I have dividers in many different sizes. I have these huge ones. I have huge ones with lines, really cool these. And I have this with a really fun font on them. And all these are paper. I have this size. This looks like it's never been used. And then I have these, which is also, I believe it's the same font as those. Really fun. And I have this small, and this one I have been using a bit. But then I know I have more of them somewhere. But these are the ones that I could find. And sometimes I use them as tip-ins, as tabs, as journal cards in my journals. And I watched a video the other day. I was trying to find it. Someone just altered one of these to go into a big envelope as a journal card. And wow, great idea. I want to do that. And then I got an idea. I'm going to show you. So I want to take a few different sizes. I want to use more of this small one, and I want a fun letter. I want Q. Q, you're coming with me. And I need one of this. Let's take the Z. Or you know what this is in Swedish? Zäta. Now you learned another Swedish word. And do I want one of these as well? These are too big. A fun letter. Haha. Let's take a Swedish one. Let's take O. O. It's an A with a circle above it. And it's pronounced O. Like you're surprised. Oh. And let's get these out of the way. I'm just going to try and put them somewhere else in the room. I did a big clean the other week in my room and I saw my desk and now it's gone again because I have put things all over every surface again, so I have to do another clean. So here we have 3 dividers that I want to make into journal cards with a twist. I am going to pair each one up with an envelope. And this is just some of my envelopes. I have more over there. But these I have bought thrifting, and I have received when people, oh, you are doing junk journaling. Here, take all my leftover cards. And all the cards have envelopes, right? So I'm going to pair them up with envelopes roughly the right size. It doesn't matter if they're a bit small. This one is actually a really good size, so let's take that. I'm gonna try and be quick. These are really fun. Tall, skinny envelopes. Maybe I can pair these up. No, too big gap. What else do I have? That was green, not very pretty against the blue. It's also too big, too small. Well, I will try and be quick about it, I said, and then I just didn't do what I said. Is that a good size? That's an excellent size, actually. That grey envelope, really good. And I will soon share what I'm going to do with all these. I hope it will work the way I planned it. In my head, it worked really well, of course. It always does, doesn't it? Oh, look at those. Those are really grungy and old and foxed. Wow. So for this one, I want a fairly big one. That could work. Way too big. Way too big. And they don't have to be white. Too small. Oh, let's go with that one. So I have decided on the envelopes. I don't want to linger too long. And the idea is that I'm going to, first I have to decide which side I want the tab on. Do I want it sticking out that way or that way? Because that depends on the way I'm going to cover these. And let's make them, let's make one that way. And then we're making that way. And this one that way as well. So now I want to find something to cover the divider with. On one side, the other side will be journal surface, and one side will be pretty. This is actually so sturdy, it could almost be a journaling board. Getting a sip of water here as well. So let's see what I have. That wasn't green. I think this is the guts of Karin, my current journal. I think that will be really good size. It doesn't have to be one page. You can use whatever size you like. And just because of that, I think I am going to see in my... Oh, sorry about this. In my collage paper. Craftolage. If I have papers here. And I think I want... There's another index type. I think I want some music. That's what I'm looking for here. And I know I have fragile old music. Yes. Could do music on the small one. Or on this. I'm going to do it on this. Here we have a fun page. Or do I want the French? No, I do not want the French. I want the other one. So ambidextrous. I almost want to use that. Right, so now I am going to start gluing, and for that I need some glue paper, which I have here, and I also want some glue stick, And I want something to tear, a ruler, so that I can tear the paper into right size. Yep, let's start. And the idea isn't, this is not brain surgery, you know, I'm gonna cover it up. But before I do that, I am going to, this is my twist with the journaling cards. I want to glue this flap down, and in that way you have a journaling card but also a pocket, and this can go into a pocket, and you can also journal with this. So it's like a hidden, not a hidden, but it's a surprise journaling card. Let's call them that, surprise journaling cards. And that's, it uses up the index card dividers and the envelopes and papers, so to me, perfect. And all of the junk journalers that, like me, always are on the lookout for index cards and dividers have these dividers, plenty of them. And they also have envelopes. I can promise you that they have envelopes. So this is a great way to use up your stash. There we go. Fun. And now I am going to, let me just see how I want to do this. Oh, that was really mushy today. It's a bit hot in here. And my glue is melting. Where did I put my ruler? So I'm just going to even out this edge here a little bit. So, how is everybody doing? As I said, it's Wednesday, and today is a very local Swedish holiday. It's called Valborg, and it also happens to be our king's birthday. So today I have my day off work, but tomorrow is May 1st, which is a national holiday here in Sweden. So my job is closed. So I'm free today, I'm free tomorrow, and on Friday, it's the day between Saturday, obviously, and the day of work, and that is in Swedish called klämdag, squeeze day. It's squeezed in between two days that we are off work, and I have taken that day off as well. So I'm free Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days. And I am really hoping to get lots of time in here in my craft room, because my mind is constantly drawn to both the big book of everything and to Karin, the journals that I'm currently working on. And I have so many ideas I want to do. This is one of the ideas, of course. These fun journaling cards. That's one, and I might even out that with a pair of scissors, actually, because I didn't like that torn edge peeking out. There we go. Lovely. Let's do the next one. Let's do this one. Start by gluing the envelope. Oh, this was fun. It's a straight edge. Yeah, so I'm happy to have an extended leave now. It will be nice to be off work, and my family, my husband and my kids are going away for a few days. Tomorrow they will be competing somewhere with their bikes, and then they will be going a bit up north on Thursday, I think, and I will be home alone from Friday morning to Saturday evening, and that's also nice. Me and the dogs just hanging out and enjoying ourselves. And the weather is supposed to be lovely, so let me see. I want to straighten this edge a bit. Maybe a ruler isn't the right way to do that. I just realized maybe I should do it with a cutter instead. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go out in the garden. Last weekend I got so allergic. Oh, all the pollen and the grass and everything. It took me a few days to recover. Whenever I wanted to go out to do my gardening, someone started cutting their grass, and well, it wasn't a success for me. I'm just going to... perfect. Use my nail. Better. And then I can cut the last piece off with my scissors. So once again, I'm gluing on the card instead of on the paper. You shouldn't start reading the stuff you're going to glue down, because then you will get stuck in your thought process, or I will at least. So, do not glue on that one. Today, after I finished filming, I will be acting as a taxi driver for my eldest daughter. She doesn't have a driver's license, so I am going to drive her. And as a payment for my services, she has promised to buy me sushi. So we are going on a small road trip, and she wants to go to a specific shop. And when she's done that, we are going for sushi. So that's nice. Really nice sushi lunch today with my daughter. And then I am going to do the grocery shopping for the week. That's better. So it's a busy day today, as always when I'm off work. On Wednesdays, things seem to pile up a bit on Wednesdays. Everything should be done when I'm already off work. So that's 2 done. I really like this one. Should cut a little bit more off here though. I'm holding it up to the light to see where I should cut. Perfect. Let's make the last one. The tiny one, going in any size journal almost. These are a bit more on the bigger side. So I want to glue the flap down first, and then I want to glue down the papers, of course. Same procedure. There we go. So spring is in full bloom here. It's actually exploded the past few days, and that's fun. Not fun, but it's beautiful outside. We had lots of rain last weekend, and that certainly made it pop, you know. And I'm looking out my window and can see my apple tree over there. It's starting to The leaves are coming out and the blossoms are in the buds, and I can see my lilacs and the peonies are coming up. So it's absolutely lovely. So I think I'm just going to take a tiny bit off the top here, and then I'm going to glue it down. And as usual, when I'm doing this kind of gluing, I am using the Tombow Mono Glue Stick Professional. It is my go-to glue for gluing down papers. Not for washi reinforcing or so, but for this kind of gluing, I want that glue. And let's use the scissors here. I hope I am somewhat in frame, that you can see me. Not me, but my hands and what they are doing. There we go. So now for the decoration. Now we have done the basics. Let's do the decoration. And I'm just going to pause you for a second and get that stuff out. So I will be back in a second. And I'm back. Whew. So I have pulled out all kind of stuff. I have my scanned cabinet cards. I have some fun labels. I have butterflies. I have birds. I also have my Tim Holtz stuff. This is the botanicals, and I have my people, and I have my ephemera, paper ephemera. So let's start. First thing I want to do is to place a focal point on each of these, and then I'm going to choose papers that I want to match with it, and then I will show you. So what do I want? I might want a butterfly somewhere. I like this big one. That's too big. Could go on there. The strange butterfly, Z. Or I could do that one, which is blue. And we'll match that one, of course. Oops, Craftange. As I said, I really need to tidy my room. Stuff everywhere. Sorry about that. Could also do a bird of some sort. Oh, that's cute. I don't think these will be, no, I don't want the cabinet cards. I also have the smaller birds. No. Let's go with this. So, then I want something to I actually quite like that. Let me show you what I want to do. I'm going to tear it somewhat in a triangle. So I'm just roughly tearing. No rhyme, no reason. This is just decoration. And I'm going to place it like that, and then I'm going to place the butterfly, not the butterfly, the Schmetterling, as you say in German, like that. And I can also place a few little labels. Or stamps. Oh, I could do a stamp down there. And a little label somewhere. Now I'm just playing. You get the idea, right? I want to do some. Or I could put even smaller one. If I have like that, and then I could put the stamp down there. I want it to go in a line. There. And then I want a blue stamp. A blue one. So I have one of my stamp albums. I have so many of these. So I'm gonna see if I can make little stamp packs and sell in my Etsy shop. Etsy store, because I have so much stamps. Should I do our little king down here? This is really blue. Maybe I should take a flower instead. Some irises maybe? No. No, no, no. Could do... one of these up there. I think that's the stamp I want, actually. So, and then I can move it around before I glue it down. Let's move on to the next one. These will be inked, of course. What do I want on this one then? Go a bit darker? No? This is just basic 6x6 papers. I think I want that one. And I am going to do another rough tear. Like so. Yes, and I'm gonna draw some antennae, or I'm going to put some threads there. I'm not sure yet. Then we're gonna do some labels or something. Maybe I can use one of the big ones. These are labels that came to me through Happy Mail or stuff like that. Paper packs. No, I don't particularly like that one. What about this one then? Maybe. Or the small one that's just calling out. That's an option as well. Or a really big one. No, that's too white. One of these maybe. That would be an option. I can sit like this forever. Faffing around. I love that word, faffing. Isn't it gorgeous? And then we could also do 2 labels. could do specimen label, maybe. That could be fun. Let's do the big one. Could also take one of these, I don't know where I got them, scrapbooking paper thingies. And then I can tear that a bit. Or I could use the same one. This one. These are too small, I think. Maybe I should just do this one to make it look a bit more like I have the size right. Is that a perfect tear or what? There we go. And label. And once again going for these. On this one I could have a really big one though. Something a bit more. Let's get this to the side. Do I want more labels on this one, or do I want some stamp? Shout at your screens, stamp or labels. Let's check the stamps this time again. Could do a floral stamp on this one. It's so big. I have my eye on this one. That's actually quite pretty. And then you can keep on decorating them. You can add lace. You could add lace instead of this. There's so many things you could do. But now I am going to ink them and then I will glue it down. As I said, I don't have endless amount of times today. And you know, look at this. I managed without the Tim Holtz thingies. Where's my ink pad? Vintage Photo was on top today, so that's what we're going to use. Coffee. I'll go with the big one first. That's his closest. So, what do you think of this project? I think it's really fun, and I think I'm going to use it a lot. Just love that I'm finally using the dividers a bit more, and also 6x6 papers. I'm using book pages. I'm using, yeah, lots of stuff that I have been hoarding or not knowing what to do with. And as well, you got the extra journaling spot and extra pocket, which is always good, I think. Once again, using the glue stick for the bigger pieces. Don't want air bubbles, which you can get if you have use the art glitter glue on big pieces. It sometimes it dries before you can smooch it out, and then you have the air bubbles underneath. Where's my tweezer? There's my tweezer. I can't get the pin out of the glue. It seems like it's too... Oops. How about that? The pin got stuck in the glue. Well, I'm gonna pause you again and see if I can fix that. Yes, problem solved. Oh, I got sweaty there for a second. I haven't used this for a few days, as you might tell. So it has really jammed shut. I found a new steelless tip as well. There we go. Let's just put it here. Eyeballing. And let's get the little bird. I think I want a bit more ink around the feet of the tiny bird. So this is a fun project. Could do, as I said, it could have lace instead or something, instead of these papers. I was thinking of it, but at the moment I'm not a lacy person. I am a grungy journal person. The Karin will be quite grungy, and I can already tell that the big book of everything will be really a book of everything. I am currently, no, not currently, but I have been going through my genuine ephemera and found lots of cool receipts and stuff, vintage things, and I am really looking forward to getting these books together. I love them. Sorry for the sun. This I am really happy with. So I'd better put the pin back in the glue here while I ink these things up. Just getting some coffee because I am in need of it if I'm going to be out and about today. As I'm looking at the weather outside, I can see that it's really sunny and it's probably gonna get a bit warm, so I'm gonna have to go through my clothes and see what I want to wear. I wonder where my summer clothes are. I have to find them. I love the color combination here. Grungy one. This one might go into Karin actually, because it's got the colors. And these butterflies, the big one comes from it's a 12 by 12 fussy cut, or if it was a A4, but it's a fussy cut piece anyway. Lots of butterflies to cut out. There it is. I couldn't find my label. There we go. And let's glue them down. I wish I had this stamp. It's beautiful. I know it's a stamp. I've seen it, but I don't have it. Mm-hmm. There we go. I wasn't sure about this before, but it's actually growing on me. I think all of these will turn out really good. Then, as I said, you can decorate this and you can decorate this, but on the other hand, you have the journaling space and you can put something fun in here. You could put even blank papers. I could do that when I send the journal out, so that the person who purchases it can put whatever they like later. But it's lots and lots of journaling space. So hopefully, if the weather holds, we are going to do a small barbecue with the family tonight. Eating some nice grilled food. And also, we might, I don't know if we can sit outside and eat. It depends on how warm it is, but I'm looking forward to the spring and summer now. Being outside more. Yes. So when these are done, I have to rush, because I am going away, as I said, for a few hours. So I gotta get ready, make myself presentable to the world. Yes. I love when I can use these many items in my Use It or Lose It, as I have the dividers, I have envelopes, 6x6, fussy cuts, labels and stamps. I love when I use the things up. There we go. Let's get these things out of the way so that you can see what I have accomplished in 45 minutes, or what it can be. So I have made this little journaling card with the pockets, the butterfly. This one is blue. I have made this one with the Z and the butterfly and the labels. I'm gonna draw on some antennae there. And I have this big one with the bird. I love these. I love the idea. I hope you do too. Just see if I can draw some antennae. Yep. Maybe a bit bigger. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making these things. I'm gonna try and put them out of the sun. And if you did enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below. Will you be making this? Is it something that you enjoyed? Or just say hi. I will say hi back. If you haven't subscribed, you're very welcome to do, and join our fun community of crafters here. I will be back really soon with another video, probably with Karin or the big journal of everything. And until then, I wish you all a great rest of your week. Bye!